Hello and welcome back to Cars.co.za's podcast in the run-up to DealerCon 2025. I'm David Taylor, and today we have the pleasure and privilege of speaking to Carla Seppings, CEO, CFO of Bidvest Automotive. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Nice.
So just a quick correction on that. I was the CFO for many years, 10 years, and finally I got the promotion to CEO, so officially in that
Well,
capacity
congratulations.
today. Thanks. That was 2 years ago.
We're going to fire the scriptwriter for that. Just make a note.
No, all good.
Right. We'll just dive straight into it. As a reminder, Cars.co.za will be hosting DealerCon September the 17th, 2025 in Sandton. It's going to be massive. This is the event for dealers, dealer principals, F&Is, and so much more. We hope to see you there. But right now, let's chat Bidvest, everything and around that. Carla, Bidvest Automotive, you're at the forefront of evolving consumer trends and dealership strategies. What significant shifts are you seeing in consumer behavior and expectations, particularly in South Africa's automotive sector?
I think, over the last couple of years, we've seen a shift towards convenience and variety, sort of one-stop shopping experience, which is really important for the young, time-sensitive and digital-informed customer. So that's key. And I think also, to a large extent, we're seeing that, trust and transparency is coming through as a customer demand. So it's really, evolving to meet those needs for our customers.
Now, 2025, we're all about digitalisation and AI. I swear, AI gets thrown around everywhere. And I mean, these days, everyone is digitally connected. So digitalisation, it's fundamentally changing how consumers interact with dealerships. From your perspective at Bidvest Automotive, how should dealerships be adjusting to cater for a more digital savvy and convenience-driven consumer?
Well, I guess our ultimate goal to that answer is to make the digital journey of buying and selling a car as easy as it is going to buy groceries on 60/60.
Geez, that's terrifyingly scary. Imagine that.
It really is. But if you think about it, a transactional website in the current form, a transactional capable website, is just no longer a differentiator in our market. So the ability to transact seamlessly and paperless, or in a paperless format, is what the ultimate goal is. We're certainly not there yet, but that's when we get there, we'll know that we've achieved our sort of short-term goal.
Sheesh, I don't know how I feel if I could just log onto an app, find a car, and then it gets delivered to my house the next morning once all the finance is approved. Do you think that'll be possible one day?
It is possible. On a test case, we've done it in less than 2 hours. From start to end, so digitally coming in.
From applying and then taking delivery.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah. So, but that was curated, but it is possible. For example, e-Natus, which is now happening. Those processes within the traditional dealership that took long are now becoming a much shorter period.
Geez, that's incredible.
It's really exciting, and I think, the consumer out there still wants to come and look and feel and touch a car. To a large extent, specifically in the used space. But there's a lot of technology advances around car evaluations, tests with regards to bodywork damage, engine testing, which is the hardest one to do digitally, actually. It's only a matter of time where there's a solution for those items. And then even on a used car, why do you have to come and see it when you can get a perfectly sound, trustworthy digital report giving a full evaluation of a vehicle, or condition report?
And I think that's the key word there, is trust. Yeah.
So for us, at the end of the day, a customer's journey is all about consistency, trust, and transparency.
Beautiful. Right. An event like DealerCon is clearly about preparing the dealership sector for these massive shifts. Why is it so important for Bidvest Automotive to participate in DealerCon, and what do you hope to achieve with your involvement?
At Bidvest Automotive, we certainly want to be part of shaping the industry of the future. And it's these kinds of events where, together with our competitors and our peers, you come up with solutions on what that looks like. Ultimately, we all want to differentiate ourselves in certain ways, but we all face the same challenges in the market, and we all actually have the same goal. We want to sell cars to our customers.
Yeah, I suppose ultimately at the end of the day, that's our business as well at Cars.co.za.
That's exactly right. And so why not participate and help shape that future versus sitting in the background and letting it be shaped for you?
Yeah, take control.
Yeah.
Right, Carla, in your role as both CFO and now CEO at Bidvest Automotive, you're playing a key part in driving the company's strategic growth, particularly through acquisitions and diversification into used car markets, insurance, mobility services. Now, we spoke about this before we started recording. Can you share more about the strategic vision behind these moves?
Yeah, at Bidvest Automotive, our real goal is really to provide an end-to-end package for our customers, right from, to serve for all their mobility requirements. And we will continue to do that through further diversification into the bigger mobility market, as well as growing our existing businesses. I think we are going to see some further consolidation in the pre-owned vehicle space. I mean, we've seen a lot of that consolidation already happening. So I see a lot of that becoming more concentrated. I just really think that the OEMs will remain under a bit of pressure in terms of the current market and the supply of aftermarket products. And we are seeing that come through in terms of affordability. So as long as, cars remain under warranty and maintenance plan structures, that's sort of covered for in terms of your vehicle purchase price. But I think that transparency is going to become more and more visible.
Yeah, spot on. I mean, when you speak about after sales, the main reason I bought my Sportage was purely because it came with a 7-year warranty. I wanted to know that the thing was going to last.
Yeah.
And free servicing. So I'll take that.
Well, a lot of the new cars are coming out with 1 million kilometer warranty plans from the manufacturer.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Whether that's a marketing ploy or not, I'm not sure. But
I think our customers and consumers would like to put some of those warranties to the test. Case in point, we're doing a film and a review of a Chery plug-in hybrid. And it's got a 200,000 K 10-year battery warranty.
Sure.
Which is...
from a consumer point of view, that's fantastic news.
I think that's the number one concern with electrification. Is the battery going to last?
Yeah.
I look at my cell phone, and that's hopes and dreams currently. It's charging twice a day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think really, from an electric car point of view, our grid in South Africa doesn't support pure electric in the short term.
No.
And
you have to charge yourself via solar.
One that, but two, the actual power output doesn't really allow for fast charging. So you can get to a point of a 45-minute car charge on a DC charger, which is what we consider very quick. In China, you are hearing cars getting charged in 8 minutes, in 6 minutes. And I
have concerns about heat management and potential thermal events, but let's see.
No, absolutely. So I just, I think, hybrid, we're going to see a lot more hybrid coming into the country. Plug-in hybrid.
I think it's the way to go.
Range extenders. Yeah. A lot of more of that coming into the country, and alternative fuel sources in the probably near future.
Yeah. You mentioned shifting consumer demands earlier. What data or insights from Bidvest are currently telling you about where consumer preferences are heading, particularly when it comes to vehicle purchasing?
I think there is a car for every customer, and there is a customer for every car. It's about getting the timing right and matching the two.
I like that.
Yeah,
I might steal that phrase.
Okay, no problem. But it's really affordability is an issue, and is transport in the South African context. So it's really how do we shape the industry and make cars more affordable or vehicles more affordable for our customer base. And that can be in the form of different finance options. It can be in the actual car pricing. It can be in different types of ownership models. So there's a lot of things I think the industry can do to solve for that problem. But it is a problem in the South African context. And it's how do we ensure that the average South African has access to mobility at an affordable price?
Yeah, unfortunately, public transport is not reliable.
Public transport's not reliable. We've seen the taxi industry go under some hardships of late, when from a financing point of view, and the consequence of that is that even taxi prices have increased significantly.
Yeah, I don't know offhand, but I think a Toyota Quantum Sesfikile can't be less than 750,000 Rand these days, possibly more.
That's a question I can't answer.
Yeah.
I should be able to, but I don't know the prices of all our models.
And if you're a small business owner, how do you finance that, especially with an ad hoc random income? That's a discussion for another day.
That's a discussion for another day, for sure.
In the context of new consumer behaviors, are there any specific products or services that you believe dealerships should focus on to remain competitive and responsive to changing market dynamics?
A lot of the consumers take a vehicle, traditional dealership for granted. Within a traditional dealership, one must remember there's 5 business units, there's 5 different businesses in a traditional dealership. If I can talk to new vehicle sales, used vehicle sales, parts sales, services, workshop business, as well as your finance and insurance business.
Geez, yeah, I'd actually forgotten. Servicing and parts is a business in itself, and they've got their own targets and mandates.
And so in some cases, different customers and customer demands. So I think for us, really, it's around being, and I did mention this a bit earlier, but it's around being consistent throughout that all 5 businesses within a single dealership, and it's to give that customer the same seamless service across all different businesses, and I think that's really critical in terms of affording the customer a single journey. But as well as that, I think what's important for us is, and I mentioned this again also earlier, is how do we put more people into a mobility solution, into cars or vehicles, and affordability is a big issue. So I think what is changing is ownership models, and we're going to see quite a big shift in what that looks like in the future in terms of a whole lot of new ownership type products coming into the market, because we've seen the finance part of the business evolve over time, but I don't know how much we can extract out of pure finance. So we now have to look for some alternative models in terms of ownership.
As a side question, I mean, do you think leasing would ever take off in South Africa? I mean, it's all the rage in Europe. I mean,
you're talking like some more subscription ownership.
Yeah. Do you think there's case for that in South Africa?
I absolutely think there's opportunity for subscription.
It blows my mind. I mean, my cousin in the UK, he says he gets a new car every 18 months.
Yeah. So leasing already happens here. So the term leasing, it's
like a rent to own.
No, not a rent. I mean, rent to own does happen here, but I think really full leasing, you get full maintenance leasing, which is typically your corporate environment.
Okay.
But you also get leasing in terms of all the guaranteed buybacks from the OEMs.
Yes, or GFEs of course.
Effectively, you do own the vehicle, but with a guaranteed buyback on the end of your finance term, there's no risk to the end customer. And
I suppose you just refinance or just give it back.
It's effectively a lease.
Yeah. Now, one of the topics that's come up over the past couple of years is right to repair. And from a media journalist point of view, it was only one brand that really marketed it, and that was Ford. And this was a hot topic. But do you think it's impacted the local servicing right to repair?
No, I don't. I don't. I think to a large extent, the franchise dealer network have maintained their sort of market share for cars that are in service and maintenance plans. Although owners are allowed to go and have their vehicles serviced at non-franchise dealers, we haven't seen a big shift in that area. I think, I don't have the statistics offhand. You do see some growth in sort of the bigger independent service repair companies. However, the real goal of this was to allow small SME, EME type businesses to grow. And I just don't see that having really taken off in the South African context.
Yeah, my gut feel says that if you buy a brand and you're within service plan, you go straight back to that brand to service it.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the brand you trust.
Yeah.
That's the dealer you trust.
I bought the car from that brand.
And you're not paying for the service.
Yeah.
Or directly, you're not paying for it.
Yeah, I think there's still challenges and opportunities there, but that's...
I do, and I think also one must take into account the barrier of entry into independent service repair is high, because the cost of tooling and diagnostic tooling, which is required by all new cars these days, is high. So, there's a true barrier.
A basic lift these days is 60,000 rand.
And as I say, access to the diagnostics in the true sense, they are proper barriers to entry for ISPs.
So you need proper initial investment to try get the workshop going. So that's a proper financial challenge. Yeah. Carla, thank you so much for these short, brief insights into your life at Bidvest Automotive. As always, we will link everything you need to know about Cars.co.za and DealerCon into the description below. And remember, Cars.co.za is not just a YouTube channel. We also buy and sell vehicles. We have almost 75,000 vehicles for sale. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, bye.